Okay, it's Peter here. This is the third time I'm recording this video due to technical issues and stuff. But, I want to talk about stuff that's important. Mainly this is directed at a single friend of mine, but I'm going to post this on YouTube and probably my Tumblr as well. Because it's important, you know? So, if you watch this, you probably know that I'm like the go-to guy if you have a problem or you need someone to talk to about something, or you just need someone to spend time with, and that's me, and I'm always there for everybody, and that's fine and wonderful. I mean, people tell me all their problems, all of them, and I have it down to science. You just poke and prod a little bit here and there, and people just open up, and it's good for them to open up, you know. It's good to talk about yourself, and which is why I'm a hypocrite, because it's very hard for me to talk about myself for a lot of reasons, which I'll go through in a second. But I don't have a chance to talk about them usually because there's just no one poking prodding me. They'll ask like, how are you? And you say, oh, I'm not so good. And they'll say, what's wrong? I'll say, oh, I'm just tired, you know. And it's like, when someone says something like that, you know there's something obviously more wrong than that, because no one just says, oh, if they're like just tired, they're not gonna say, oh, I'm not doing so well. People need to be pushed to talk about themselves. It gives them an excuse, you know? And I don't really have that, so it's hard for me to do that. So I'm gonna do it now. But no, a lot of my good friends struggle with things in the physical world. I mean, their parents, rent, government, school, these very physical, external things that it's you as a person interacting with other things. Your problems are you versus like humans versus the external world. So it's like it's a more common problem is other people, you know. But like for me, I mean, like my external life, I'm going to school, I have a loving family, I have great friends, and I really should be happy, you know. I really should be enjoying the fuck out of life, but I'm not. And it's hard to talk about because it's not like there's anything someone else is doing. No, the problem's all up here, you know. Sometimes it feels like I am my own worst enemy. I have serious depression, general anxiety disorder. I'm slightly autistic, which hinders my ability to do a lot of things, including schoolwork, read body language, pick up on social cues sometimes. I've had to learn all of those just from scratch. Like, and it takes me 10 times the effort, I feel, sometimes, than what normal people do. Put into those things to get back what I get back. And I mean, I have friends, like school for instance. My parents are teachers, and I've been in school for, let's see, 15 years now, and I still can't get the hang of it, you know. It's just so hard. And like, I have friends who are like, have a horrible home life, horrible external life, shit's just not going well for them, but they can still manage to pull off like straight A's, or like stuff like that. And the problem is definitely me. That is my conclusion. The demons in my head, so to speak. It's hard to keep going when you know that every time you crawl out of that pit of depression, in a month or two, you'll be right back in that hole, because that's what happens to me, is that I have to fight and claw my way to stay neutral, not even happy. I don't think I've ever been genuinely happy. I've had joy, but it's like an instantaneous feeling, not so much as a protracted feeling. Even my past relationships, which have all sucked, and have led to some serious trust issues on my part. Like, I have a hard time trusting people now. But they've never been well, and then I was raped, and that was fun, to say the least. And it's fucked with my head so much that I have this hard time trusting and like opening up, because I just don't want to be hurt again, you know? And it's very hard to be who I am, to be this person who is there for everybody and is like a caretaker, the den mother of everyone in my life, and be this miserable. And one of the reasons I have a hard time talking about it is that I have a lot of people who look up or rely on me. I talk to a lot of people who are on the edge, who are very, very unhappy. I've saved lives, I honestly can say that, and it makes me feel good about myself, but I can't honestly say that it's helping my emotions. It did for a while, but not so much anymore. I don't know why, but getting back to the point, I deal with a lot of people who are depressed. I'm just being who I am. I congregate myself with people who have problems or who aren't feeling so good. And so I really know the ins and outs of depression. I know exactly what's wrong with me. I mean, I know the differences between how I perceive reality and how reality actually is, or at least in the God, what's the term? Assuming there is a reality outside my mind, I know how it works, but the way that my mind works doesn't fit. You know, it feels so out of place half the time. It's like I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't have these feelings. And then it's like, and it's so hard to just talk to people about that, just because like of the nature of my problem and myself. And then there's times, and afterwards it's like, not afterwards, but it's like it gets to the point where it's like I need someone to talk to. I need someone to help me. I need someone to cuddle and hug me and tell them they love me. And it's just that reformation that people really do care, not just using me to make themselves feel better. And it's hard. It's really hard. I mean, especially now. Now's the worst it's been in a long time. I mean, I can't quite see it, but self-harmed for the first time in like 5 years. And that's not good. That's really not good. Am I going to take my own life? Probably not the next year or two, 5 years maybe, but I would definitely put myself up for the bus to save someone, you know? It's like, I'm fine being a martyr, but I have issues killing myself. So I'm not in particular danger, so to speak, of hurting myself. Not hurting myself, but killing myself, but I have promises to keep, you know, and you have to keep those promises to those you love. But it's still driving me insane. Like, I just feel so lonely. I'm just trapped in my own mind. I feel like just the world is falling away half the time. From my mind is a house of cards, and some asshole just took out one of the bottom cards, and the card house in my mind is slowly collapsing on itself. And I have a hard time talking about this because I feel that it's not as important, or not as hard as having to deal with like ridiculous shenanigans from people's parents who are abusing and blackmailing them, from people's friends who use them and just throw them away, which I've had happen to me. I think that's incredibly distressing, depressing. It's not, I don't perceive it to be that important. but I think it is. And it's important, but I don't know how to deal with it. All my attempts have been just temporary. All my solutions, all my adjustments, corrections, trying to deal with my problems, they all, like that house of cards, just coming tumbling down. It's not permanent solutions, not permanent steps in good ways, so temporary and fragile. I just don't know where to go, you know. Who watches the Watchmen?